Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we'll take a look on another multiplayer game from the new RTS game, the Scouring. And this time this will be a pretty interesting game because as you can already see on the replay time, this game will last over 2 hours. So this is definitely the longest game I have played yet. I think this is maybe also the second longest game that was ever played in Scouring, at least from the games that were shared between the community. There was one game that was over 3 hours, but outside of that I haven't seen any of these super long games, so this is definitely one of the few ones that were long like this. So I'm not gonna prolong it, let's just start it right away. We are playing, of course, 6-player free-for-all. There are no AIs, so 6 real players. We can take a look on them. So there is me, then we have boss 1 as blue enemy, Pereson as green enemy, then the purple one, Frekish, Even 007 Pro as the white enemy, and then Zahadum Zoom as the orange enemy. So let's resume it, let's turn on the enemy vision so we can see all the players, and let's resume the replay. So as you can see, I am playing as yellow. I spawned on the right side of the map, which is like a decent position, nothing too crazy. I think you are the furthest away from any enemy, which is definitely really good. You also have quite decent expansion here, so I think this is overall pretty nice position. This one is potentially even stronger because we have like the closest expansion, but this is also pretty okay. So I'm quite happy about this choice. I'm in the position that I get randomly. Here is the purple enemy playing as orc right below me, so he's quite far away. We don't have to worry about him right now, but it's good to know now that he is orc, so potentially could maybe try to rush me with some ogres later. That is sometimes quite nasty if they just rage all of their ogres and they attack on you somewhere. Here you can already see wolves running around. I think he just built too much in the front. Kinda interesting. By the way, he's also playing orc. Then we finally have some human here. Is the green enemy, or it's more like a teal color here. Another orc is the orange enemy in the top left corner, and on the top we have another orc player. This time with the blue color. So actually there are only 2 human players, which is me and the green enemy on the opposite side of the map. As you can see, I opened immediately. I'm going for barracks, going for sawmill. I already have 1 farm finished, so I'm not starving, but I'm already power building the second farm with 2 of my peasants. So right when I jump above 120 food, this should be finished before I run out of my food completely to 0. But yeah, barracks are already finished, so we have started producing some archers. Now we can finally create some force to potentially take this expansion pretty quickly. It will be definitely really important. At the same time, we are constantly producing peasants, which is always your priority. You never want to break this. Yeah, so as you can see, I, for example, even queue up all 5 of them when I also have enough resources to queue up my archers. It's totally fine because I don't have wood anyways to, for example, build second barracks or something or another farm yet. So it's totally fine if I just queue up the peasants here and do something else for a while, so I don't have to worry about it for a second. The purple enemy has first warrior. He's going to scout a little bit, but I don't think he can really kill anything yet. The white enemy actually he finished his barracks even though he got harassed a little bit by the wolves, but he doesn't really have any units yet. As you can see, I'm already going for my expansion with my archers, trying to micromanage them a little bit so we don't lose any units. You can see no one is really going for expansions yet, so we are definitely once again a little bit ahead. This is definitely something I would recommend if you are struggling in team games. Obviously you can also get rushed, but even if I get rushed now, then these archers would help me much more than anything else what the other players are doing here. And if I don't get rushed, I definitely want to push for the expansion as quickly as possible, because night just started and I just conquered it. You can do it even quicker. You can basically at this time you can already have the expansion finished, but I didn't power build the barracks here, I think, or maybe a little bit later, so I have it quite late, but I can still go for the expansion with 5 peasants, make it really quickly, and as you can see, no one still even defeated the enemies on their expansion. Also, as you can see, everyone is basically going for the melee units. Everyone is starting with warriors or swordsmen. I'm the only one who makes the ranged units, which is of course much more advantageous because you can micromanage them better, guide with them, and this way you can just save all of your units, and also once you get the expansion you can just take them back to your main base, place them on top of your barracks, or if you already have upgraded your town hall to fort or castle, then you can place them there, or a small tower if you build that, but barracks are usually the way to do it in the early game. You just place the archers there and your whole base is totally safe for the first night, so you don't have to worry about anything, and 1 or 2 archers will be still enough to protect your expansion or any other spot that you can't reach from the barracks. Well, the other players of course will have to rally point their warriors around the base or just manually run with them there to protect everything, so that's definitely quite hard. Obviously they are also quite strong, okay, we have more HP, also probably more damage, even though I'm not actually sure about the damage values right now, but definitely more HP. But even if you micromanage it well, as you can see, actually even the neutral enemies, neutral goblin rangers or archers, are actually kiting you a little bit, so it's quite hard to get to them. I think he lost some swordsmen here probably, so it definitely takes time, it's just not really efficient. It doesn't mean you can't start with few melee units, but you definitely want to get some ranged units as quickly as possible in the early game, so you can start getting some free kills, which of course also gives you resources, so you want to start killing neutral enemies as quickly as possible. But yeah, we can see another player finally going for expansion as well, which is the orange orc here. At the same time he's also getting harassed a little bit by wolves here, but he already has some archers, so he definitely seems like the strongest enemy right now. This guy also took his expansion, or I mean he conquered it, he didn't start building there yet, but at the same time he's getting attacked by many wolves, also many of the neutral enemies that come during the night. And as you can see, he's struggling really hard just with the swordsman. He'll probably lose these two, and he's already falling behind. Right now he's not even using this army, or kiting away from the wolves, so yeah, he will just lose 2 swordsmen here, absolutely for nothing. I'm also getting harassed a little bit. I'll probably have to move this peasant or run there with some units. Actually we lost a peasant here, I think I wasn't watching for a second, but I finally saw it, so I will go deal with that problem. The white enemy is also getting pushed quite hard by the neutral enemies, but he even has potions on his units, he has decent army, so we should just easily kill this, even get some resources there. As you can see, the blue enemy already has a tower with a cannon, so he's also definitely doing pretty decently in terms of defense. Yeah, he's a cannon, so that means he has a forge. Purple enemy is now also going for his expansion, a little bit later, but still at least now. So it seems like the blue one will actually be the last one. Yeah, because the white orc also now is killing the neutral enemies here. Still he has to deal with the wolves, but day is coming now, so he at least won't have to deal with skeletons anymore. The green enemy also finally placed some archers on the barracks, so now he should be fine, even though he already has lost lots of swordsmen. The orange player actually started immediately upgrading his clan hall, but he has only one worker there, so that's definitely a huge mistake. He's not producing in his clan hall, his main base, so we should definitely fix that. As you can see, I already built second barracks in my second base, so we can easily protect it with archers, also so I have faster production, and I also finished my smithy in my main base, and now I'm going for the shield upgrade, so we can protect against the enemy archers, so I will be shooting them with our archers. I don't have any swordsmen yet, but I want to have the upgrade prepared. I'm also going for 4th upgrade on my town hall, so we have another point here where I can place my archers that will reach further to this area, and also so we can unlock knights if needed. Now finally doing some for a swordsman there. The blue, yeah, it seems like he killed the neutral enemies here, but he still is not building his expansion there, so he will be heavily behind on resources. The purple enemy is not power building this, so also won't be getting any huge advantage there. White player also doesn't have expansion yet, so it seems like the green one actually is the only one who is actually getting some serious resources from this. Okay, this is interesting. Seems like he lurked the neutral bandits from this scout tower on top of his bastion, which is upgraded main hall. So that's definitely quite interesting strategy, but he managed to nicely kill that. There's a level 3 warrior here. And seems like no one is really fighting yet between the players, I mean. Of course with neutral enemies, yes, but no one really attacked anyone yet. But now it seems like the purple enemy might actually try to attack on me. So we are basically on the 10-minute mark. And this might be the first fight between players, where he will try to push against me. But as you can see, I've already set up a first cannon. And now I wanted to push him, and so obviously I found out that he's here. I think I was not watching a little bit my swordsman here, not sure what I was doing, but I definitely lost the swordsman there for nothing, but at least I shot him with my cannon, which forced him back. So yeah, we lost one unit there, but it's not a big deal. We have more units in the back. I think I was probably building some, I don't know, the stables, some more farms, probably producing more units. But yeah, we lost one swordsman, not a problem. And oh, actually, seems like the green player just left or something. I wasn't actually watching for a second, but I don't think he got attacked by anyone. Sorry, I wasn't watching there for a second, so I'm not exactly sure, but I didn't even realize this in the game, so it's quite interesting. He probably just left. Yeah, I guess he had to go or something, but this is a huge opportunity for the orange and the white player. If they actually scout a little bit, they will find out that he was here and they can just take both of his bases for totally free. So that would be a huge advantage for them. I'm obviously the furthest player from that position, so that would be really hard for me to get there, but all the other players can easily get that, or mainly the orange one and the white player. We see the purple player once again trying to attack on me a little bit. He already even has a ogre, or muncher if you want the exact name. But I already started using my shields. He's not even using the munchers to attack on my archers. He's just hitting his swordsman, and now I already have a knight, so he will be just forced back. I also have cannons if needed. They can set up. Fortunately for me, the blue enemy is not pushing against me. As you can see, everyone is playing really defensively. Neutral enemies will have to kill those. This is really interesting. This is just a crossroad, and there is this protection base that is usually only on expansions, but in this map it's also in this area, but it's just more kills for me, free experience and free resources, so I don't mind. But as I was saying, everyone is playing really defensively. As you can see, the blue player has this cannon here from the beginning. Now he's going for another barracks. He's really just staying at his base, not really going anywhere. Even making another guard tower here in the front. The orange enemy, basically the same. Making more farms, but he has many barracks spread across his city. And he's just placing more and more archers on them. White player also playing really passively, but definitely doesn't have such a strong defense. And even though he finished his expansion finally, he's not getting any resources from it, so definitely he's probably the weakest link right now. Purple player also not getting the most resources from this, but at least something. He has lots of good defensive positions here, 3 barracks, also tower, but he doesn't have any archers there, yeah. He's just standing here, he's now investing into ogres mainly. But as you can see, now I'm going for a push, so this will definitely be really scary for him. I guess I don't have heals yet, so these guys will probably just die, but at least they tanked a little bit of a damage. And I have at least one potion on most of these swordsmen. Archer doesn't have anything yet, I don't have that much resources, but I was easily able to take him out. I used the shields, I targeted him a little bit with my archers, and as you can see, he just totally melted under the power of my army. And now I can easily destroy this base because he doesn't have any protection here anymore. He has these strong towers here. He doesn't have much archers anyways, but if he had, this would be really hard to push. But this was totally free, so now I can destroy it and I can immediately take it for me. And I can get a third base pretty early on. Even though night is just starting, so this will be definitely really important that I protect this. Also, I need to make sure that I have some units in both of my other bases for protection. I already have a castle. I'm making a charge here, so we are going for heals. I even have one tower in the back with a cannon to really protect against anything. And we should be totally safe. Already 5 peasants coming immediately. This army will stay here. I sent a few archers back to protect here. And also here, but we also have a ton of cannons there. Obviously during the night, I mean, I have to be careful with my units, but once they get close to these towers with cannons, it's totally easy. And I can be, I mean, I want to protect this at least against the night, but obviously I'm not really expecting the purple enemy who just lost most of his units to attack me, especially during the night where there will be also many neutral enemies. He will be getting harassed, so he needs to really stay defensive as well. Unfortunately, I created a hole in this forest, so now neutral enemies will be also attacking from here. I was getting some wood here, so I'm losing some peasants. Also, I have my farms, so in this area, so this is definitely not ideal. Also, another barracks here that are not that well protected. I should at least move my archers a little bit to this corner or even on the top of the castle, or just place some extra units on these barracks, which I will probably most likely do later. But we managed to capture a third base, which is definitely really important. Now we'll have basically 50% gold income boost once we gather some more peasants, which as you can see I'm immediately creating. I don't know, this was a purple warrior scout, but nothing too serious. We can see that the blue player is even starving a little bit, even though he's not really doing anything. Yeah, so he doesn't really seem like a too dangerous guy. At least for now, but obviously he's still next to me. As I said, now there is a hole in the wall of the trees, so it will be still dangerous because of that position where he is. You can see the white player really creating something interesting. Obviously I didn't see the replay yet. I only played the game. So I have no idea what was happening on the other side of the map, but he's having lots of barricades, still only 2 workers on this base that he has maybe for already like 8 minutes or something. I built this like 1 minute ago or 2, and I already have 7 workers here in this base. But as you can see, everyone is playing extremely passively, extremely defensively. People really like this strategy in the Scouring, at least for now. I know that the devs are planning some nerfs for this heavy turtle defensive strategy. They will probably buff cannons, create some other ways to siege someone who is playing super defensively. But in this game I'm going to show you how you can also win, even now, when there are no changes yet. And I'm gonna prove that even though the turtle strategy is really strong, it can be still beaten, and playing actively is always superior because you can gain map control that way. As you can see, I already have a third base, and I'm playing against, I mean, next to 2 players that are pretty not active, but they are at least making some units, while these 2 players are next to someone who actually left. They could easily take these 2 bases totally for free. And they just didn't do it, so that's a huge mistake from them. I mean, obviously I could have also taken the base in the middle, kinda for free. No one was playing actively at all, but I didn't know that. Yeah, there was something could have been happening on the other side of the map. I wouldn't know about it. I also didn't know where was the player actually that left. So this will be quite dangerous. I could just draw more players on me, but this is totally safe. I'm just fighting with this one guy. There is no more danger. Obviously, if the blue enemy attacks me, I will have to retreat. Create a second army to fight with him as well, but for now this is totally safe, and I'm just getting extra resources. It's really good. There's lots of farms here, probably more than me. For now I'm mainly stacking 3 peasants on 1 farm so I can save some resources and not make that many farms, but he's really... Actually also has 3 workers on most farms, he just has many of them. Upgrading both of his main buildings to maximum tier. I think we just completed heal upgrade in church, so now we should be able to heal with our knights, and as you can see now I'm going for the push. Unfortunately we can't go through this part of the water, but I can just, I mean, I will send few units here. That was probably a mistake, they will just die there, but at least it's lurked most of his units there, and now I can infiltrate into his base. With majority of my units I will turn on the shields, a few knights in the back just pushing the workers away, so even if I fail he will have food problems. Immediately, of course, using my archers to target some units, kill them really quickly. I also need to take these archers out, so I will send at least one swordsman on top of the tower to tank the damage from them, at the same time targeting the rest of them with my archers. And this is quite unfortunate because the white enemy is attacking right at the exact same time, and I have a knight here, so, and also here, so now I already see him, and now I definitely realize that I'm 1v2 here. Fortunately for me, the purple enemy doesn't have many more units, but I don't know how big army the white player has. So I wanted to at least regroup a little bit. I retreated for a second, but now I see he doesn't have too many units, so I just killed his front line. I used my shields, and now I just sent my cavalry on his archers. And obviously I'm faster, so he needs to really quickly run away. Obviously once he gets to his barricades, I don't really want to push into that, especially when he has some reinforcements behind that. So I will just use a retreat here, I think. Or maybe I forgot these units here, but yeah, I think those will actually die. But we have the main army here, we are dealing with the purple player. That was my main focus, to finish this guy, so we can also take his second base. And this way we'll get 4 bases. Unfortunately, the blue player is actually quite quickly expanding, even though there is no gold expansion. He wants to get these trees, so we created a lock camp, and now he also has 2 guard towers here. Even with cannon, he killed some of my peasants, he has decent army there, so he's getting dangerously close. And he might attack us at any moment. As you can see, I'm already bringing like 8 peasants here, because we just ran out of gold in this base. I took it so quickly in the beginning that we are already out of gold in one of our bases. So I'm immediately taking 8 peasants from there, sending them here before I even destroyed the citadel, which is the maximum level of the warrior or the orc main building. White player is once again trying something, but I don't know what he wants to do. He will just die, or he will have to retreat again. We have a really strong army. We are struggling with food a little bit, but we have a big amount of food saved up. So even though we are in minus for a second, it should be totally fine. I'm immediately taking all 8 of my peasants here, going for the main building. At the same time making 2 more farms here. Seems like no more at home for now. I need to take out a few more trees, but we can already fit few farms here. So yeah, the white player was really annoying here. He was even kiting a little bit, doing some decent micromanagement. Obviously I healed my knights, so we didn't really lose anything, but I just decided to deal with him really quickly. So I took my archers, even though he actually kinda nicely one-shotted a few of them here, but I just quickly bring my swordsman, use the shields, archers behind it, and he has no chance. He has to run away. Otherwise I will deal with him really quickly. I left one tower here, but yeah, the purple player is basically dead. So I'm just tanking it with the shields, at the same time shooting him with my archers. We don't really need to do anything else right now. We just need to slowly kill a few units, or we can just wait. Yeah, now I have huge resource advantage, so we should be totally fine. The orange player is actually accumulating lots of munchers, lots of ogres, so he'll be definitely quite dangerous pretty soon. And yes, extreme defense, so that will be definitely quite hard. But he still didn't go for the expansion. Now he's maybe finally going to build it. I think he probably destroyed it with some... I don't know why he's building it here. It's so far away from the goal, but maybe he wants to use one clan hall for both gold fields here. We'll see. White player going out of his base once again. Not sure what he wants to achieve. Yeah, he knows that I have much stronger army, so he cannot push me, and this is just advantageous position for him. So either he can go for this base or for the middle one, or he can just stay defensive, but I don't think it makes much sense for him to go here. But at the same time, as you can see, I'm getting pressured by the blue player already. He has 4 towers here with cannons, so I created second army. As you can see, I have pretty big army in my front base now, where I'm creating my 4th base, or 4th expansion. But at the same time I have to have a really strong army at home as well, on this side, because I will be fighting with the blue player. So now we are basically fighting on 2 fronts, and at the same time there is still a huge, really strong player behind them that is just waiting for me to get through one of the players, and then he will attack on me. So that's definitely quite scary. Obviously none of the players have basically any idea what's happening on the map. Yeah, they just didn't leave their bases since the beginning. The only thing they were doing, as you can see, we got some nice kills here with archers. The only thing they were doing is just standing in their bases, so they have no idea what's happening. They just hope that they are the strongest on the map. I still don't really understand this choice of clan hall placement, but okay. At least he's starting to get some resources here. He's immediately upgrading it. I guess he's on worker cap, same as me, on peasant cap, so we both can't make anything else in terms of more workers for faster income. But I just ran out of gold in my main base, starting base, so we can take all of these peasants, send them somewhere else. They also ran out of gold. Blue player and white player still has a ton of resources there because they obviously have only few workers there, so they are gathering the resources really inefficiently. We are over 2000 food now, 24 minutes in the game. Some skeletons attacking here. Not really big danger, I have really decent defense. I kinda forget about these peasants, they still haven't implemented idle worker icon or something. But they will put it into the next patch, so we should be pretty fine soon. Now I finally realized it, so I will probably take them and either make some more farms because we are running out of food, or I can take them to this base and start getting some extra gold, but I will probably have to wait for a day. So first I will just go for some food, wood, because I also am lacking that a lot, and then later I will probably bring some of them here because I have only few peasants in this base and there is a ton of gold. Here I'm just clearing the skeletons with my army, but as you can see, during the night the blue player is attacking me in this base and at the same time the white player is attacking me here, so now we are fighting against 3 enemies basically. The neutral skeletons during the night, a huge push from this blue enemy. We're supporting it with lots of munchers and also cannons and also archers. I have only my smaller army here, and at the same time the white archers are pressuring me from the other side, so this is like extremely difficult position. As you can see, I really didn't have too many units here, so that's quite hard, but I tried to at least micromanage my archers and kill the enemy archers. So moving with shields there with my swordsman. The only problem now are the munchers, but fortunately they cannot get to the towers, so that's at least some advantage. Also the night enemies also help me a little bit against the white player because they are kind of pushing on him there, so he needed to retreat a little bit. But there is also lots of skeletons who are attacking here. I'm struggling with food now because they just destroyed all of my farms here, so all of my knights are starving. But I just decided to move all of my knights from here, or most of them, to this location. Even though I'm starving, I can just heal the HP that I lose because of that with my heal abilities. And eventually, together with the skeletons and still some ranged units on the towers, I managed to push him back. He even says that he needs to go eat, so he calls it GG. I'm not sure if he meant it like in-game, that he was starving his army, or if he had to go eat in real life, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he just lost all of his units. Now I would just delete him with my knights. So definitely this was really important that we managed to repel this and take him out, no matter if he left or if you destroy him. But at the same time, once again, the white player is pushing here with his archers, basically all of them level 3 or at least level 2, double potion. But fortunately I already have a cannon here, so we should be quite fine. Now I just need to deal with the food problem. We had over 2000 food in use and also in production before the night. But obviously when we fought with the blue player now, it costed a lot. So now we are back to 1600 production, and we are taking only around 1800. But yeah, we should hopefully fix the food problem really quickly. I can also take maybe these farms. I think this is our enemy. I think I made a few more here. We just need to spread it well and you should be fine. Yeah. So seems quite fine. We are almost at 30 minutes. This player, once again, a really strange position. Actually, this is only barracks. Now he's going for the clan hall, so that's actually quite decent position. But still doesn't have too many workers here, so he's not getting too much value from this. But obviously, if he at least scouted that the blue enemy was here in the beginning with 1 unit or something, and he knows which player was here, and now he saw that he lost, he could easily come here and take these bases, because I still have to deal with the white player, which he could also scout. So in his position I would definitely go for these bases. From my position I could have also went for them, but I didn't really do that. I wanted to take care of the white player first, which on the second thought it was maybe a mistake. Also the middle base is still not taken, so I'm just leaving some free resources here for my opponents instead of taking them myself, but I should still have pretty decent income. For now I took 4 bases, same as the orange player, so we are actually in a similar situation. Obviously I'm gathering it much quicker because I'm actually using my peasants. He's just gathering it here with few from huge distance. This is not even in use yet, so we should also, this is not being used too much, so we should have huge advantage in terms of gold, but he will have definitely more potential for later to gather some extra resources here, so I have to act really quickly, play really offensively, and that way we should be able to do it. Obviously, as you can see, I'm still struggling with food a little bit. We are finally in plus in terms of income, but we still don't have much in stock. We are 70 minus, so we have to wait a little bit. Also some damage units here, so I'll probably heal them with my knights. We obviously can produce more peasants. More units are coming. And now I think I will go for the final push on the white player. He doesn't have too many units, so this should be quite easy. Did it with knights a little bit. I will probably just push with knights. I should probably bring the shields in the front first, but this seems also okay. Yes, so we'll use our shields. This is the problem, because now the orange player is rushing there with his munchers, and he will try to take these bases, I think. But I need to just finish the white player as quickly as possible, so we can make it a 1v1. So I quickly shields, knights with heals, obviously some archers behind that. Try to send few swordsmen to the towers, but these 4 will just die, so maybe this tower. Our swordsman here. He has potions, but I didn't manage to heal him with my knights, so he died quite quickly, but basically the archers are already dead. There is 4 more in the back. One more cannon here that is not put into siege mode, and outside of that he doesn't have any more forces, so this should be basically it in terms of the white player. And now, as you can see, we are on 31 minutes. There is still over 1.5 hour remaining, and we are basically getting to 1v1, so this will be quite interesting. Also, I just ran out of another mine, another base, so I have only this one remaining with I don't know, like not even 2000 gold. Fortunately now I also got these 2 which have not that much resources, but this is actually quite okay. Obviously this one is almost empty. There is actually something here, but fortunately there is still the middle base, and since the orange player is playing so passively, we should be able to easily take that for ourselves and get the full value from that base, so that will be definitely really important. Unfortunately he's taking these bases and I wasn't really doing anything about it. I actually would probably be able to push him away from here, take it for myself. Unfortunately I didn't do that, but I'll probably continue this way, maybe try to take these bases, so there will still be something. But yeah, now I'm struggling with food a little bit. Obviously I'm still trying to how to say it, divide my peasants a little bit better. Also now I finished the purple player by capturing his last tower. I would say maybe redistribute my peasants a little bit better, create a few more farms, but at the same time I'm obviously for a second moving them away from some other farms, so sometimes we have some small food problems, but overall I think we are doing quite okay in terms of food. And yeah, obviously taking peasants immediately, power building another base, taking the gold out as quickly as possible. Also need to take this base. Now I actually took my knights to check if the middle base was taken yet or not. Also we found out that there is the troll, so we needed to kill him. And now we should be able to take these gold veins for ourselves. I'm also sending one knight here to scout the top, but yeah, this is basically empty already, and is also, I mean, there is still some resources, we could take this, but there is just such a strong defense that I don't think we'll be able to. And also I think I wasn't really watching this knight, so we just got one-shotted basically immediately, and I didn't see anything there. But we definitely know that the enemy is there, so we need to be careful. Night is starting, we are basically on 0 food, not that big income. We are power building another base now in the middle. Also going for this base. But at the same time, this is basically already empty, so I lost all of my incomes. Now I'm trying to somehow save it with the new bases I just conquered. But this is a huge push. The orange player is coming with lots of munchers. I don't know how many, maybe 20, like a full group. I have probably the same amount of knights, plus all the archers and swordsmen and way more units everywhere, but we still need to be careful. I also need to bring some protection here into the middle, because I can protect it there with anything else. Here we have some archers and other things, so this should be fine. But as you can see, it's actually taking the munchers, even ignoring some walls here, just straight up going all in into my main base. At the same time getting harassed here by the skeletons, also in this base. So definitely lots of happening around the map, but yeah, I just kinda accepted that he will immediately destroy this. I wouldn't even get here in time, so the plan was just let him destroy that. Maybe he will lose some units against the neutral enemies on the level, probably not. Let's just let him destroy that, and once the night ends, once the day comes, I will just rebuild it. At the same time start pushing somewhere so we cannot destroy it again. This way we'll just deal with that situation. Unfortunately, I'm losing lots of peasants here against the neutral enemies because I didn't leave enough archers at home. Also, cannons are just one-shotting my own units, so this is a huge problem. We are losing lots of food now, and as you can see now we are dropping to 1800. So definitely it's not looking any good. At least we are killing lots of skeletons here, which is giving me some extra resources. But yeah, there is still a really strong defense from the orange orc player. He's still draining this gold, slowly this, but at least he doesn't have too many workers here, so that's good. There is, yeah, basically all the peasants dead here, so that's a huge loss. Definitely a big misplay from me. I'm not even recreating the peasants yet, so maybe actually I'm doing it down here. Yeah, I'm making some new peasants in these bases, but not too many. But now I went for the push, yes, so even though he has 3 towers here, he has the munchers, I just went all in. Obviously the cannons are a big problem because they are splashing my archers really quickly, so there's lots of neutral enemies that are actually fighting mainly against me, so that's also a big problem. But I managed to get lots of swordsmen on this tower, so even though there is a cannon, I should be able to easily take this tower out. All the enemies there. But yeah, there's just too many munchers, and as you can see, my army got basically totally destroyed now, so at least I don't have food problems, but we need to definitely retreat here. Fortunately, there is some skeletons pushing into the munchers, so they should be able to deal with them. Also, fortunately, I have a huge amount of units in the back that I just that I wasn't able to put into my groups, but now when he will push here, because he saw that I don't have too many units remaining, he was really confident. He followed me and I kinda lured him into another trap, so now I will just surround him with my units, quickly kill him. He never brings his archers with him, he's leaving them completely defensive. His only offensive push during the whole game was this one group of munchers that he just used to destroy my base, and now try to push here. Everything died, and I think this is the last offensive and active thing we will see from him. And from now it will be just full turtle, so obviously that is why we have another 1.5 hour of gameplay in front of us, so definitely he doesn't seem like a big fan of offensive active play. But at least I leveled up my units a little bit, we can regroup everything. I should still have most of my knights, those are really easy to maintain. As you can see, most of them have level 3, and also we have potions there, we are healing them with the heal ability. We also have few leveled up archers here, but not too many. They mostly died in that attack, and I think we have basically 0 leveled up swordsmen, which we'll definitely also really need because of the shields. But yeah, as you can see, the bases on the top are basically empty except this last one. There are 2 really huge gold veins, but I don't really have any way of getting there. I mean, I could send half of my army there, but I didn't know what he has. He could have had another full group of munchers that would just immediately attack here, maybe decimate my whole remaining army there, so I just needed to play it a little bit more safely because I didn't have enough information yet. I didn't have the vision of the map. So yeah, I'm just bringing more and more units. We are trying to remake our food, obviously creating peasants in all of my bases right now. Even this one, yeah, I'm using literally everything. Actually, not these 2 now, but I have enough peasants here already. I wanted to take the middle, so I think I set all of my rally points to the middle. And then I will just, with the peasants that come here, I will just build the base again. Let's also set up some cannons here, but that's not really important. Obviously, he won't be pushing me from behind. But as you can see, he's not really doing anything. Actually, he is still producing some archers at this time, so maybe he wants to go for one more push, we'll see. But outside of that, just a huge defense of basically archers everywhere, plus few cannons somewhere from time to time. But yeah, immediately power building town hall with most peasants. Also getting some extra farms because we are struggling with food again pretty heavily. Another farm here, 2 more in this location. This is also well protected, I don't have any farms here yet, so I will definitely take that later as well. This is also a really nice position, also lots of wood, really easily accessible. This cannon lost this tower, so I'll just put it on the castle. We'll also need a little bit more defense here. Also no one took actually this tower yet, I think there are still the bandits, but we don't really need it yet. We have one in the back, kinda useless, I don't need his units there. He has one here, which is actually quite good. He's strong for his position. But as you can see, actually is making one more group of ogres, so he'll probably do one more push. Yes, I didn't remember it exactly, but yeah, yes, lots of farms. I mean, I probably have similar amount of them, but I have them scattered around the map. While he has everything at one place, and that looks definitely huge. But yeah, immediately I'm doing a strong push here, taking all of my units, or not all, most of them. He's obviously once again targeting the archers, those die extremely quickly to the cannons, but I don't really care about that. Yeah, now he's bringing the archers, I'll just send all of my knights there to hold them. Actually I could move these archers, but never mind, they will just die. We can just kill the archers with the knights if we heal properly. Yeah, so I'm regrouping in the middle, moving my archers a little bit in the back. There's some potions still left, so I managed to do that. Escape, and as you can see, yeah, knights with heals can easily take out the archers. I didn't even see if he used rage, maybe not. I also tried to bring my footmen on the towers, but he actually managed to kill all of them. So now I just have to use my knights to destroy the barracks to bring the units down. But as you can see, basically all of my units died. The only unit that survived were knights. But yeah, you don't really care. You can just destroy the buildings and then destroy the remaining units once they drop to the ground. And we can still heal pretty nicely, and the most important thing is that we'll finally get some new bases from which we can get some new resources. Obviously we now have the base in the middle, which is full of resources. This is a huge income, so definitely that will be really useful. We can actually check the resources of the enemy player. That might be quite interesting. And he doesn't have much. He has 5,000 wood, but he basically lost all of his income now. Once I destroy this, he won't have access to these trees anymore. Once I push a little bit further, I will also take these trees under my control. And there is literally not a single tree remaining in this area. So this should be the remaining wood he will have for the rest of the game in a second. And he also doesn't have basically any gold. And his only income is this 500 here, and then the remaining like maybe 3,000 here, not even. So definitely most of his gold income will have to come from killing neutral enemies during the night, or my units, just any units. But yeah, let's go back to me. I have basically 0 wood for now, but we are really good on food. I lost, as I said, all of my units except knights here. And obviously we ran out of gold in most bases, so I'm either getting wood or food with my peasants. They're really good on food. As you can see, I even brought some of my peasants from the food farms to get some extra wood now, because we just don't need it, so I'll just move them away before I make some extra units, and just want to accumulate some extra resources. Immediately power building this town hall here to get this expansion. As you can see, I build it a little bit more towards my first base here, a little bit closer to that side of the map, so we can protect it better. As you can see, he's even making another barracks here, so he really wants to defend his position. He doesn't want to let me take this expansion for myself, so this will be definitely still quite hard. He's also still making more and more munchers, so still one more attempt. I think he will actually probably still try to do something with them until I take this base. Obviously once I take this, he won't have any more income, and then he will just transfer to playing really defensively. He tried to rush me here with 5 munchers, but my leveled up cavalry with full potions is definitely ready to take him out if needed. Obviously I can't really walk into him, he has the support behind that, but A big problem. 80 more HP on each knight when I have level 3, and he has only level 1 units because he's only producing them, then he lets them die while I'm trying to preserve them for as long as possible. Also with double potion and active healing is just so hard to kill the knights. When I'm thinking about it, maybe the best strategy here would be, I mean during the whole game, would be to just make only knights, but you just don't really want to rush into this with only knights. I think the shields are really effective against the arrows, and also your own archers are really good at killing the enemies without the need of destroying the buildings, so I don't think only knights would work. Maybe if you had like a really quick micromanagement of the heals, but if you target it well, I don't think it would work. So we'll be of course making a combination of everything, but you will see that later. There is still more than 2/3 of the replay ahead of us, or like exactly something like that. So another push of Munchers. None of us really achieved anything. Just created a stronger defense here. The barracks. And he also brought more workers, so now he's draining early valuable gold here that I would like to take for myself, but as you can see there is just so many skeletons now that we need to kill. I don't have any protection buildings here yet, and also he's attacking once again with the Munchers here. Fortunately for me I already have a fort here, which is really important because that gives you 500 more HP on the building, and also a few more units here, even some cannons, and this is really important now. I think I will bring one of my peasants here and start repairing it, which will definitely give me some extra time. As you can see, this peasant in the back is now repairing it, so that's giving me some extra time. I didn't even bring any units from this area here. I just used the knights that I had here, but he wasn't attacking me, so this was just 3 kills for me. The only thing I needed to make sure is that he doesn't finish destroying the fort, but since he didn't even kill my peasants that were repairing it, it was quite easy. I got some extra kills, extra resources for me, so definitely really nice. Here I scouted with 1 knight, didn't really have to sacrifice him, he was level 3, but okay. I guess I had many other things that I needed to focus on. We can check the resources once more. 6,000 gold, so he's still a little behind. I should also check the other players. The resources they had when they died. No one, even 10,000 gold. So yeah, here I'm still one-shotting our peasants a little bit. You don't really want to leave the cannons there. To be honest, you don't really want to use cannons at all unless you are fighting against many more units than you have, and you have really good position to use cannons. You want to use cannons in defense against real players, but against neutral harassment or when you are attacking, I think archers are just better. But yeah, we did the final push here that we needed to conquer this. Obviously, once again, some swordsmen on the towers. I think I had some archers here who just died. But knights will just deal with the rest of the enemies. I don't really want to push further. There is just more and more of his defense. But we managed to force these archers back. Now we are working on destroying these barracks, and then it's just the bastion remaining. But yeah, there is still a knight, lots of neutral enemies. I don't really want to fight them at the same time I'm fighting the real enemy. So we'll just retreat a little bit, maybe regroup. You can see I really lost lots of units, only 1300 population being used now for food. But yeah, let's say decently defended. Obviously we'll need to remake some of our peasants now, but main thing is that we didn't lose this base. We stopped this process of getting the resources from him because he was getting the gold that I want to have for myself, and we are still gathering gold here. Seems like gold is not a problem. We have problem more with wood now, but obviously that's just how it looks now. You can still get the gold. I mean, you can still get the wood from all the trees on the map. Gold you can get only during the night once you run out of gold veins. Or if you push into your enemy, but when he has strong defensive positions, you will probably give more gold to him than you will actually get from the attack itself for yourself. But yeah, obviously now I took some of my peasants, even though I didn't have too much wood, too much food. I just took them. I started tower building some new barracks here. First of all, I want some protection, so I will put some archers on top of them, and I also want to have production buildings a little bit closer here and also have more of them overall. But at the same time I just need to make more farms as well, because we really don't have much food. I'm producing the units now, obviously, in all of my barracks again. Yes, I probably already remade all of my workers, all of my peasants. And once again, I'm just spreading them across as many farms as I can to get the maximum amount of food as we can. Because it's always really important. And yeah, now we have 1900 income, only 1600 food being used. He's still trying to create some new defense here, but as you can see, he's not making a single more muncher because he just already used all his resources. This income is empty now. This is last income, and even though there's many resources, I'm ready to take it for myself really soon. Big resources. He still has some resources, but if he pumped it into munchers, they will just die anyways, and it will be a waste. So obviously he's now playing more defensively and just investing into more archers, potentially cannons or even barracks. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just spending gold on potions now, which is always good. So we have more tanky army, especially the archers. Yeah, they always die really quickly, so we definitely want to keep them alive. Then mainly the knights as well. I mean, you want to have potions everywhere. Yeah, knights are good because it gives you a little bit more time to actually use the heal ability. Swordsmen, they need to get to the towers, even if we have shields and they are tanky. They die quite quickly, but once you get to the towers, they are really strong there. And obviously archers are also getting quite easily killed. Potions there are really nice. But yeah, we don't have too many levels as I said, except the knights. So there's a small disadvantage. Obviously when he's defending here, he'll probably have some levels. Yeah, we can see some level 3 archers here. But also most of them are probably level 1. He's even making some barricades here. To be honest, I just don't use this at all. Yeah, you will probably never see me use it. Maybe I used it in some first games against AIs, but outside of that, I just never use this. It's such a squishy thing. Obviously, you can't heal it, and it has only 200 HP, 240. It's like 2 swordsmen. Seems like decent amount, but it just died so quickly. Just a waste of resources for me, even though it's quite cheap. But yeah, we used shields, once again bringing swordsmen on both of these towers. This we cleared really quickly. This is obviously the main hall, so this is a little bit bigger, so that takes more time. I'll transfer these swordsmen there in a second. They just destroyed this, now we are taking this one. Knight's still running around, as you can see, he just doesn't want to bring his units there, even though he has so many units. But if he actually had everything here, even without more towers, yeah, the archers can stand on the ground and still be pretty strong. But if he had everything here, I wouldn't be able to push it. Obviously I could go around the map and take on his main base during that time, but right now he's just playing split, not really using it, and I'm just easily pushing him, yeah. So either he should have brought his units here, or he should have taken them and maybe push on my main base, destroy some infrastructure, kill my peasants or something. But if he plays, and if he left 2 towers here full of archers, I wouldn't be able to continue pushing here. So he would be fine, and all of this in the back could have easily pushed on me. But obviously that would require him to play offensively, which he doesn't seem like he will be doing. But yeah, we are getting close to 1 hour. Still not, I mean, there's like 40% maybe of the replay, but it's slowly moving to the breaking point where nothing more will be really happening, so then we'll probably fast forward a little bit or speed up the replay, so you don't have to sit here for another hour of nothing really happening. Obviously in important moments I will slow it down to normal speed once again. But yeah, now I will probably take this base because it's now free to take for me. The only enemy who is attacking me during the day is the neutral bandits here from this tower. I should probably kill them finally. Those are definitely quite weak, easy to kill, free distresses, yeah, so pretty nice, and we can also get an outpost there. The problem is that he's still getting wood here for a really long time. I didn't see that. That was definitely a huge mistake. Here I decided to push for this tower. Unfortunately now I found out that there is more defense behind it and a really strong defense. So I will finish these warriors here, but I don't really want to continue pushing, and also he has range on this tower. So even though I have swordsman here, I could take it. I won't be able to because he's just shooting me. So here I will just decide to move back. Also night is coming, so there is just no real reason to continue. But we still have 2 full incomes, 1 ready to take after that. I'm actually going for it now. Obviously, as I said, there is knight, so we need to protect it. I've put some archers here, so I'm in range of this area, but he doesn't have range on me, so if he wants to take this, come with some ranged units again to protect this, I'll shoot him and kill his units. If he wants to kill my archers, he has to come from his walls, which he won't do. Obviously, I also can't take this, he has vision of me, but we don't really care. The important thing is that we don't let him put new units up there again. My knights are staying here, protecting the new base that I'm building. My swordsmen are coming to this base since I made the barracks here already. I don't have any archers to put up there yet. I could use these, but I want to keep an eye on that area as well. Only 2 archers here, definitely not enough. We need to fix that as quickly as possible. I even needed to actually make another group of knights that will be protecting here. I don't really care that they are damaging my town hall. Yeah, I have some farms here, but if I want to protect this, I would much rather build another barracks than just upgrade town hall for nothing, because barracks can also be used for production of units, so that's definitely more valuable. Actually, he still has 1 muncher here, probably the leader of his base. And interesting that these pawns are actually, not pawns, but workers are not getting harassed at all. All the skeletons seems to be on my side of the map. I'm coming here now. I will maybe one-shot some of my own peasants, or we just die to the skeletons, so it doesn't look too good. More are coming. So I will definitely need some reinforcements there as soon as possible. But yeah, here we are doing quite fine. It's also safe. Main base not in the best state, but okay. And this still I'm not really using effectively, so we need to do something about it. Let's wait for the night to end. We'll see how the next day will look like. And I think I will do one more push, either now or maybe the day after that, or even during the night, we'll see. But after that attack, I think I will start playing a little bit differently. So we'll probably start fast forwarding a little bit. Yeah, here I basically lost all of my peasants because we actually can't shoot through this, I don't know how to call it, this roof on the fort. So you can't shoot into this side, which is kinda weird, but okay. I mean, it makes sense, but it's kinda unbalanced, I would say. So I wasn't able to kill the skeletons there, and now just too many of them accumulated. They killed all of my peasants here in the middle, so we'll definitely need to remake those. But at least I'm making a new farm here, because once again we are struggling with food. I'm somehow managing to defend these 2 bases, so we have at least 2 incomes. As I said many times, the enemy player doesn't have any more income. Now even the skeletons are finally killing his workers. He won't even come from the top of his bastion with his archers to protect his own workers from the neutral enemies. Yeah, so obviously he won't come when I come there with my army, which is an advantage but also quite annoying. Yeah, unfortunately now lots of skeletons are attacking here on the fort. The cannons can't really protect against this anymore, so we'll probably need to bring some extra army there, otherwise we'll lose this. Fortunately, day is starting. The skeletons have really bad siege damage, so maybe they will just straight up disappear before they can destroy this, and that will be really good. I'm already coming there with my knights, but I think the skeletons will just die to the sunlight before I can get there with my army, I think. But they're definitely quite close. Fort surviving on 162 HP. But once you come with some units on the ground near them, they will come on you anyways. They won't continue attacking the building. Let's see if I'll finally destroy this. Okay, cool with these 4 units, we'll see. Yeah, finally. I actually sent my knights here. Yeah, he's just making more barricades. I guess he is close to 0. Yeah, basically 0 resources now. Even though he's still getting wood, he doesn't have any more wood. If I actually stopped this way earlier, I could have gotten some really nice gold here. And I don't think he would counter push, and also we would prevent him from getting all of this wood, which gave him way more resources to create even stronger defense. But I mean, this is already so crazy. Yeah, there is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 barracks with basically full archers and always 1 cannon. Then he also has a citadel here, actually 2 citadels. Yeah, so that's like so huge. Yeah, he will kill the bandit. I have one swordsman here, so we can easily take the outpost. Hopefully I will eventually come here. He actually sent his leader there. The Mancher to protect against the neutral enemies, I guess. I'll do some rebuilding or repairing the fort. So some nice here on guard with patrol movement. This is basically empty now. Unfortunately, we still have lots of resources in the middle. Yeah, here we scout it a little bit. We get punished for that really heavily. And yeah, here I was just trying to kill some peasants. I forced him away, but I needed to retreat. Maybe I lost like one knight there, I don't know. But as you can see, basically I have the whole map for me. He's just hidden behind his barricades. I don't think he will even attempt now to come back with his peasants to or workers to take these trees. It actually seems like he will even retreat with his units. He doesn't even care about this. He'll maybe leave one archer there, but he will rather just retreat with his units than risk losing them here. Even though he obviously cannot win from this position, yeah. I mean, it seems like a good idea because this is almost undestroyable, and obviously, even though the other player will have more resources when he gets the rest of the map, if he won't be able to push you at any time, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he can either leave, or he can keep pumping units into you, and once he has nothing, you can just take your units and finish him. Or he will just eventually die to neutral enemies or whatever. So yeah, this seems like a good idea on paper, when the defense, the turtle strategy is so strong right now. But it has its flaws, obviously. He can't get any more wood even if he wanted, so the only thing he can do is produce workers and warriors. But for warriors, actually for both, he needs food, so he at least needs to have pre-built orc farms. But he's still limited by the amount of workers he can make, so obviously he can produce maybe a few more warriors. I don't know what is his food situation. 2,500 used 1,800, yeah, so he could produce definitely more warriors. Also he still has some wood. He actually started getting here again. Once again, I should have been scouting a little bit better, but now I wanted to take care of this. I didn't know if he has any defense there. But yeah, he could definitely get some. Of course, he will get more gold from neutral enemies during the night and kills of my army. And eventually, he could create some warriors. But outside of that, without wood, he won't be able to do anything. Obviously, these trees are behind the edge of the map, so we cannot get those. So yeah, this gold is running low. Everything else is already empty, so the last base remaining in a second will be only the one in the middle. And I don't have much gold. Fortunately, all of these guys have already 2 potions. And at this time I was still pretty confident that I can just push it. Because I had, I guess, 3 or 4 full groups of units. Probably 3. And I just thought that with double potion and nice levels I can just push this. So I didn't even use my knights, I just came here with my archers with some shields. As you can see, half of my army doesn't have shields because those are the swordsmen I'm trying to go with on the towers or on the barracks. I also came with my knights when I saw that there are also some units on the ground. I also wanted to harass the workers mainly. And I actually managed to clear these 2 barracks, which will be actually really important. This was a really important move, even though I lost way more units than he did. So I'm losing lots of resources. Maybe now if I would have retreated, but I've still already lost lots of units. But I definitely mainly need to finish the barracks. A really nice move here was moving the knights to this area, because okay, I could have destroyed the barracks quickly if they were there, but moving all of his workers from here definitely made it much harder for him in terms of food. As you can see, he's now even struggling a little bit with food. He actually got some wood now. Yeah, if I prevented this, he would maybe even starve to death. But now he's getting some extra food that he will be able to use to rebuild some more farms. And since he still has some extra space between his barracks, this will be really problematic. So this was definitely a huge misplay. I should have prevented him from getting any wood as soon as I got control of the map. So definitely this was quite bad. But yeah, I mean, we cleared half, okay, we cleared like 1/4, 20%, maybe 25 of his base. But we forced many workers from here. We destroyed one barracks, not. Actually, those were the two ones, I think. Maybe we destroyed one here and this one we damaged. But maybe we just damaged both of them. He already repaired this and we didn't really destroy any barracks. But it doesn't really matter. We just cleared this. As you can see now, I left some archers here, which I thought would be really smart if he came with all of his peasants, with all of his workers back. Unfortunately, as you will see soon, this will not pay off too much. And that was actually quite a bad move. But yeah, now night of course started again, so we need to defend on all fronts.
Our town is under siege.
Many neutral enemies are everywhere. I still don't have archers on my towers. I mean, now I probably realized around this point when I saw what is there that this will be pretty hard, and we probably won't be able to just push it in like next 30 minutes or something.
Our forces are under attack.
But I was still probably kinda committed to trying to push it, so I think I will do one more huge push, something like that. We'll see. But then I will definitely finally move my strategy to a little bit different
Our forces are under attack.
perspective, let's say. So yeah, now I'm just killing neutral enemies and nothing too interesting. He's still getting wood here. Once again, huge mistake. I should have prevented this. Obviously I will do it later, but I just cleared this. I thought that when he's not getting wood here, he's not getting wood anywhere, but obviously it was also quite obvious location where he could get some extra wood, so once again, a huge problem. 1900 in stock again. He's actually struggling a little bit with food. I mean, he has 100 in stock, but nothing to get. But this is what I was talking about. This is why it didn't pay off. He obviously had level 3 archers from the towers. He just brought them here. He brought more of them, and I cannot escape from here because you can't walk through the water here, I think. So I just lost everything. Those were actually leveled up archers. They also had potions, so a huge amount of resources that I lost in this, and I maybe killed 5 of his archers, yeah. Nothing crazy, and I lost all of my archers. Yeah, I think one will survive. So yeah, definitely huge misplay there. I wanted to kill some more workers. Instead I lost lots of leveled up archers. But never mind. We gathered 17,000 gold during the night. We also have 6,000 wood and obviously the whole map together. More wood if we need to. At least we don't have food problems now because we basically don't have any army. I mean, now if he actually took all of his units, I mean like everything, obviously it wouldn't be that strong. Yeah, it's strong because of the defensive positions, but if he actually took everything, I think he could probably destroy my army now. Obviously I still have level 3 knights with potions, and I will be using heals and producing units, but if it was just the army against the army, I think he could definitely kill something, because he has lots of units, he's just not using them. But fortunately for me, he's not using them, so we have enough time to take care of him. At least the skeletons are helping me a little bit. Maybe they killed a few workers, I'm not exactly sure. He's actually killing them himself with the cannons there. Two more skeletons here that we need to kill, but yeah, now we ran out of gold. There is not a single gold field left on the map, so we can't get any more gold from mining. The only remaining way to get gold is by killing enemies, both neutrals and the orc player ones. I mean, when I was not actually taking care of his workers here, he should have taken basically all of them, or even produced some new ones, take obviously the AFK ones, and just try to get it as quickly as possible here, try to get as much wood before I realized that I need to stop this, which he was not really doing, so both of us actually misplayed here heavily. He could have gotten way more wood here, because I neglected this, and I could have totally stopped this and make it much easier for me now. As you can see, just rebuild his whole base. He's making new barracks here again. He revitalized all of his orc farms. And now I'm just standing in the middle, trying to regroup my my army. Because even though I have many barracks around the whole map, it obviously takes time before you can remake such a huge army that I had before. One FK peasant here. I guess I'll find out about it a little bit later. Obviously still leaving few knights here to guard a little bit the peasants, even though it's day, but I want to be on the safe side. Some last trees in this area, then we'll need to move somewhere else. But I finally started also getting these trees, which is really effective, as you can see, and also it's pretty safe, so that's really good. Losing only 4 workers there for the wood gathering. Oh, that's still more than 0, so it's a problem. FK worker here even created a cannon, so at least he's pumping the wood into cannons as well, which is both good and bad, I would say. But yeah, he wants to have 1 cannon on each barracks, together with the maximum amount of archers he can fit in there. We'll see what I will decide to do now. Of course, now I'm probably just making groups. Because it's not too easy to manage your units in this game. You have only, I think, 20 units cap per group. So that's not the easiest thing to deal with. Let's take a look on him. He has 1500 wood still, no gold, so he still needs to wait for night. But he has way more food than he needs. So he definitely doesn't have problems with that. He has even more farms than me. The food income. But I'm using way more. And obviously I'm building some new farms now. A peasant. We lost our church, but you don't actually need it. The only thing you need church for is to get the heal upgrade, and then you can just use it forever once you research it, no matter if you lose the building or not, and you don't need it to make knights. You just need stables, so that's totally fine. He also lost this altar, or what's the name where you get the rage ability, even though I actually haven't seen him really use it, so either he doesn't know how to use it because he plays only archers, or I just didn't see it, or he didn't research it there. So one of the things definitely probably happened there. But he still has Muncher Cave, so we can potentially create some more Munchers if he had the resources for it. I drained all of our gold, obviously. I bought some new potions here, remade my army. We are going for another push. Obviously he already has basically the same defense he had before. I have basically the same army I had before, I just don't have the levels on my archers and swordsmen. So I potentially have a little bit weaker army. He probably also has a little bit weaker defense, but really similar level of defense. Quite interesting barricade here. Just wasting resources. But yeah, obviously this cannot work. So at this point I still didn't really realize what situation I'm in. Tanking with knights a little bit, if we can heal them, shouldn't be a problem. As I said, potions help me a little bit, now I'm using heals. Unfortunately, I left the swordsman in the back for a long time, but I also have my second group of swordsmen in the front already running on the towers once again really quickly. Unfortunately, if I want to run here, then I'm getting shot by like another 5 towers, so these 2 are really easy to take down, but the rest of them, it's really difficult. And maybe this one as well, but after that it just becomes so hard. Just feeding him lots of resources. I still got maybe more resources from it than he did, but I'm still wasting time obviously here. I could have stopped this once again. He took down 1 barracks, forced these workers again back. I even killed 2 of them. And to take down the second barracks, tanking with swordsman, killing it with my cavalry. But we lost basically all of our archers. Like half of our swordsmen, maybe not too many knights, but definitely half of our army. And yeah, I just can't really continue pushing into this. There is still way more defense behind that, so we will need some new strategy really soon. But yeah, night is coming, which we know, but as you can see now I'm still using my knights. I just heal them to full HP and I run into his workers, forcing him back. which is really good. He doesn't have too much defense here, most of the buildings are down there. As you can see, he even started spamming warriors because he just doesn't have the wood, and even though he's still getting it, but he just needed something on the ground to fight back. And yeah, I just ran between his archers, I don't really care. When I have knights, I can heal them. Swordsman can survive for a second with the shields. I could have maybe even developed my swordsman here on the citadel and take it down, but as I said, I don't really have any archers, so probably wouldn't really work anyways. So we lost basically everything except our knights, but at least he is struggling with food now for a second. Obviously, once he puts all his workers back on the farms, he will be quite fine again, but at least he's struggling a little bit. At least we achieved something there. Obviously, now I'm on 1200 food, while we have 2300 available from the farms. So obviously, sitting on full 200 stock. But yeah, at least I placed some archers here finally. Not too many, but at least some small defense all around the map. This is really good, yeah. Once you have the map control, you will see it later, but I will already start talking about it because that is where we are heading towards. When you have the map control and someone is playing so turtle like this, just have a small portion of the map which is heavily defended, but he doesn't have any control of the rest of the map. The thing you want to mainly do is create as many bases around the map as possible, so you cover the whole area of the map. Important thing to keep in mind is that the natural enemies are spawning in the darkness, yeah, that is not scouted, so you want to leave some spaces there. But outside of that, you want to be on as many positions as you can, and you want to have barracks there, or towers, or upgraded town halls, whatever. And you want to have archers there, because during the night, the natural enemies are spawning everywhere on the map, and right now here, there is probably like 50 skeletons that I'm not killing, and I'm not getting distresses from them. While in these areas, they are just coming to my towers, they are dying to my archers. Once every 10 nights I will come here with one peasant and repair it, and we are just getting so many resources from it. You don't want to use cannons, you don't get resources if you kill the units with cannons, so definitely try to avoid using those. You can even go sacrifice them or just place them in the corner. I think I will keep them here because I don't have enough archers yet, but I mean, it's good for defense, it will one-shot the skeletons basically immediately, but if you want to farm gold from them, it's not the most effective thing. Also, you can just kill your own peasants or even destroy buildings, so I wouldn't really recommend it. Seems like our enemy retreated with his workers. Maybe he will try to get the wood again once the day comes. But he still has some wood in stock. Also quite a decent amount of gold now from the night, but we have like 3 times more, yeah, thanks to the whole area of the map that we have under our control. But yeah, I don't have too many units now. Let's speed it up. Let's fast forward. It's really quick, you can't set the speed to anything different. You have only these 2 speeds, one is extremely quickly, as you just saw, and one is the normal one, so let's see what we do. I'll keep it, I don't want to keep it on the fast, I want to always just speed it up a little bit. Let's see what change, then I can talk about it for a second and then we can go back. But as you can see now I'm just accumulating units, there is nothing really happening. He's not really building much, he's going for another farm, not getting the wood still, so once again, should be exploiting my mistake more. But yeah, now I'm accumulating lots of archers. This is really important because we need something. And as you can see, I'm taking my cavalry. First thought I had is that in this corner there are some trees that he could be getting. It's far away from everything, so he could think that I wouldn't check this, but yeah, he's not even going to do this. I think I maybe didn't even check this, so he could be also here. Many positions where he could slip through and I wouldn't see him. Also, if he was behind me, he could be here, but obviously that's kind of improbable. But I definitely needed to check these positions, so these 3 forests are really important to check, so I sent my knights to do that. This is my main knight group, yeah, so most of them level 3 and double potion. But once again, I don't really care that he has strong defense here. I will come here, I will kill the peons or workers, push them away, and just quickly heal. And as you can see, I actually lost one knight, but it was bad micromanagement because he got stuck behind the building there, yeah. I probably still got more value from it for killing these workers, especially when I can get resources much easier than my opponent. But once again, he's getting wood here. I'm not doing anything about it yet. Fast forward a little bit. regrouping my army. We'll see if I'll go for another push or what will be the next move I will do here. He's sending more and more workers here on wood, so once again, when I see it now, I'm dying inside that I didn't see this sooner. Obviously, eventually I will stop this, but this was for such a long time, and that made it way harder. Yeah, if I stopped it immediately when I did the first push here, or even before that, yeah, before I even went here, I could have already stopped it on both flanks. It would be so much easier. Now I'm finally coming here with my archers, but it's so late. 20 minutes of extra wood gathering for him. It basically made it possible for him to rebuild the base here. Also, he would probably now already be starving to death. So yeah, definitely a huge mistake that made it much harder. But never mind, we'll still obviously make this work. We are maybe at 60% of the game now, so we are getting towards the final strategy that I will decide to do to beat this. Let's see where I'm going with the knights. Speed up a little bit. Yeah, he tried to get the wood now here when I took this, but I thought about it now. When I saw that he's gathering wood here, I knew that now I need to cover all the forests. So immediately bringing the knights to this side, making sure he doesn't get anything. I think I will also later check these 3 trees just to make sure. Can speed up a little bit. Yeah, we are just... From now on I was really not annoyed, but it was quite late. I needed to actually end quite soon, so I was kinda trying to play some mind games with him to potentially maybe let him think that I have unlimited time and maybe he would need to go soon, so he would maybe leave. Obviously, usually I want to kill my enemies instead of making them leave, but when someone plays like this, I definitely don't care how I win. He was saying that he was testing the game or whatever, but you will see my response. Yeah, what are you testing by turtle camping? Obviously, we are not testing anything by this. It's just extremely annoying, and it actually works against most players because they either don't have time or they just don't have the patience to actually play against this, so they will just leave. But yeah, in this game you will see that if you commit to it, you can defeat it when someone plays like this. So yeah, I was also saying that they are working on a fix, as I was saying in the beginning of the video. I think they are already preparing some anti-turtle units, anti-siege or siege units. The cannons will be probably redesigned to attack buildings or something, maybe with bigger range. So yeah, night came. I have some archers prepared here. We have some more units, really just everywhere on patrol. Also checking the forests even during the night, just to make sure we are totally fine. We can fast forward a little bit again. Obviously there is lots of happening during the night, but it's all the same every night, so we don't really need to check this. Just a few units everywhere. We are getting some extra resources. We can check how much he has. Basically 0. Now he's basically on 0 resources. He has few more wood, but doesn't really give him much. And as you can see, he's not even farming any more gold from here actually. I should cover this as soon as possible. Once both of us can see the areas around his base, there will be no more neutral units coming to him, and he won't be getting any more income. I was also suggesting here that neutral kills should give you gold only if you kill them from certain distance away from your buildings, which I think might be an interesting idea. Obviously it would be also much harder for me to farm gold, but because I couldn't be doing this would give me 0 gold. These kills would give me gold because I'm far away from my building, so it would be much harder, but it would give 0 resources to anyone who play defensively. So that might be quite interesting. Probably only against neutral players, neutral enemies, because when I'm attacking there, it kind of makes sense that he gets resources from it somehow. Actually, if it's the right amount, but I don't really have a problem with that. But yeah, now he's still getting some slight gold from here. As I said, probably no more wood for him. And he has 1480 food used, with enough provided by the farms. Let's go back to me. I have also not the most food now. I think I also lost some peasants somewhere, or I'm just using them to gather more wood now. As you can see, I have almost 10,000, so that's quite decent. But I think I also lost probably some peasants. We'll definitely need way more food as soon as possible. But yeah, day is coming, so another night behind us. Unfortunately, he still managed to get some extra wood here. I wasn't careful enough. Hopefully I will stop it in a second. I'm just finishing some last neutral enemies to get some extra kills. We have 12,000 gold, 9,500 wood. But as I said, wood shouldn't be really a big problem for now. And we are playing almost for 1.5 hours for now. The video is pretty similar length. Sped it up a little bit, but I was also talking a little bit in the beginning, so it didn't really help. Actually, seems like I now retreated with my archers to regroup my army instead of protecting this. So he'll probably actually harvest these trees. I was wrong about that. But hopefully I can at least protect it on these trees. But once again, I'm not scouting this yet. So I'm doing the same mistake again. That's definitely bad. Fortunately. And now I will go check it, so... I mean, I just took a small break right after the night ended to regroup my army, so not the biggest mistake, but... Still, we got some wood there, which was unnecessary. Either yes, 298. Probably some more here, but we'll see if we will deliver it. Doesn't have too much gold anyways. We are on 2000 food again. I'm checking these trees.
Job's done.
And now I'm trying to accumulate some army because we didn't have too many units after after the last pushes we did. Yeah, he can't really do anything more, so it doesn't really make sense. We know that we can't push it with army like this. This is basically what we already tried 2 times. So definitely interesting. Another guard tower. So I think that was this last wood. Only costed 100, so we can make even more of them. That will be really annoying. Just more towers for him. But now finally I'm starting to make the right move, because here I just decided, okay, this is not gonna work. We can't win this by just running around the map, losing peasants every night. And then trying to somehow create some units to maybe kill few units of him, but at the same time I will lose most of my army, which will give him more resources to even rebuild a bigger base. So yeah, and also he constantly can just run here for the trees when I'm not looking. So what I decided to do, maybe an obvious move, should have probably done that immediately. Some of you probably thought about that right when you saw it, but I will just build, of course, my front base around his whole base. Also I try to once again harass here a little bit. Hopefully I didn't lose any knights. Actually 1, actually 2, okay. Not the best value if they were level 3. But still decent harassment, because I was thinking it about this way, that if I kill something he will probably not remake it, especially when he costs some wood. If I lose something I will just remake it, so it's always worth it to kill at least something, and knights are the most effective for that. Even though archers are ranged, they can still die much easier, so this was a better move, I think. So he didn't get the last tree, and I mean the idea behind it is pretty obvious. Yeah, first of all, if he wanted to actually take his whole army and attack on me, which I was actually kind of considering, now when I know how he plays, for sure, I know for sure that he wouldn't do it, but at that time I was still hesitant a little bit, so potentially he could create some counter push, take all of his units and push somewhere. And since I don't have too strong defense basically anywhere on the maps, I have everything scattered a lot to cover the most area at once. I didn't really have any strong defense everywhere, so this will definitely help if we can make a wall of barracks around the fort here, and then also down here near the trees. That will first of all make sure that if he pushes I will have some defense that I can use. Second of all, it will definitely cover the trees, so we don't have to worry about him getting some extra wood anymore. And lastly, it will cover new areas of the map that I can use to farm some extra gold during the night by killing the neutral enemies. So it just have positives for everything. It will just slow me down a little bit because I need to invest resources into that, mainly a lot of wood, but overall it's just always worth it. Yeah. I mean, he was trying to bait me to attack him now, but obviously I'm not gonna do that. Why would I do it? When he's playing like this, obviously he will have to wait, because I know that I can kill this, but it takes some time, so that will be at least 30 more minutes of both of us playing really defensively. But at this time I didn't have any more plans to pushing him with the small armies I did before. They were big, but not for this scenario. This scenario they were not big enough, so just maybe some small harassment with knights again, but outside of that I don't really want to do anything else. So yeah, he doesn't really have any more wood, I guess. He's spending it on barricades instead of making more archers, so I don't really understand that. Instead of that, he actually had to put his warriors on the towers, which I think he should be doing. He should be making warriors for every single food he has, because it just costs gold. But on towers should be definitely archers, so he's making some useless barricades here, or he could have made one less tower. This is really gonna do anything. But yeah, definitely really well reinforced base. Night is coming again. Now I have 2 barracks prepared here, 3 barracks down here. As you can see, all of them have full 8 archers. I'm even making 4th barracks here. And I also finally will hopefully add some extra archers across the other positions on the map, struggling a little bit with defense. I transferred most of my farms into this location because that felt actually quite safe. The problem is that the more units you have there, especially peasants, the more neutral enemies will be coming there. So even though it was fine when I had like 3 farms here, once you make like 10, it becomes once again hard to defend. So it's just good to split it around the map. When you have barracks there, maybe 2 farms, another barracks, 2 farms, and like this you can just spread it across the map. And once again have archers there, not cannons. Those will one-shot your peasants and not give you any gold. But yeah, I can easily farm here. My knights will just try to protect some extra peasants that are coming. I guess I lost something, or was moving it from here. Yeah, I think I was gathering wood here, but as you can see now I basically gathered all the trees here, and this area is just too dangerous now during the night. So I'm bringing my peasants here when I have the archers to gather the wood here. The problem is that there is still skeletons in this location, and also you can't bring wood into barracks, so I need to either build a lumber mill here or a new town hall. So yeah, I need to first bring my knights back, then we can do something about it. Yeah, he should be getting literally 0 resources. Now it's just 30 minutes of waiting. He can't do literally anything except taking his units and trying to push me, but that wouldn't work anymore when I already made these front bases. And as I said, the neutral enemies are coming only from darkness. Maybe here could something spawn, but most likely there will be 0 income coming for him from now. It's 1 gold and 12 wood. So he won't be even able to produce more warriors now anymore. He's trying to get some wood here, but obviously immediately one-shot it. Potentially he could slip through here if I wouldn't watch. I don't have archers here yet, but probably not too likely to happen. So yeah, let's speed it up a little bit. I need to watch how I kill neutral enemies. Here I went for sawmill. So we are getting wood here. I don't have any protection there yet. The archers cannot really shoot into this, I mean in this distance, but I have the knights there to protect it, so we should be totally fine. Here I destroyed my farms a little bit, so we are struggling with food, but once again, night should end soon, and then we can just recover during the day really quickly. You can see we have 15,000 gold again. Maybe even more. It's going up extremely quick. I think it was catching up because I sped up the replay. So we have 17,000 gold, 8,000 wood, and he should still be on 1 gold, 12 wood, so literally 0 income for him. And now it should be really easy. Obviously the next move now is to just expand, not make another base, but I mean, another base that will get gold, because this is not possible anymore, but to expand around the map. So obviously, first of all, I'm creating more units. We'll need more food for that, so I need to start spreading my peasants so we don't have 3 on 1 farm, because it works. I don't know if you maybe don't know it. It's explained in the tutorial if you go through it in the beginning, but basically the first peasant that is working on the farm, or worker for orc, doesn't really matter, is giving you 60 food, and then the second one and third one are giving you 30 food each. So the third one and second one are together giving you the same amount as the first one. So the most effective way to get as much food with the least amount of peasants is by spreading them and having only one on each farm. Obviously it's more expensive on resources to make it, because you have to make more farms, 3 times of them, if you want to split everything. But if you also consider the peasant cap, which I don't know if it's 40 or something, you can only make a certain amount of farms, obviously, then you won't have any more peasants. So if you want to get the most amount of food possible, to create the biggest army possible, you want to have all of your peasants. You want to have, of course, the peasant cap, and then you want to have all of your peasants on the map on farm, and every one of them has to have his own farm. So that's basically what we will try to do here. Obviously I still need to get some food, so I'm not gonna use all of them, but I will start to soon spreading them up, separating them. But another goal is of course to make some new barracks around the map, so we have new areas that we are not using before, that we can farm gold in. So that's really important. Once again, I should have probably killed my cannons, or just moved them somewhere where we don't need them, because I will be farming more with just archers, but yeah, it's a big deal. I'm still suffering with lack of food. This is usually the biggest you can usually get in normal games. Yeah, you won't have more than like 2,500, maybe 3,000 in certain games, but I will push it much further in this game and to make maybe the biggest army ever in the Scouring. We will see. It could have still been pushed further. I didn't wait for like the biggest of the biggest and actually spreading every single peasant, but we will definitely create a really big army. So he's actually going here with the worker. I don't know, he's just checking if I will see. Okay, he shouldn't have attacked my peasants, because they wouldn't attack him automatically. They are not aggressive, it's just the worker. And now we went into the range of my archers. He could have easily slipped through here, maybe gather some small chunk of wood. Obviously he still wouldn't have gold, but this way he just lost his peasant, and he also alerted me about these barracks. They didn't have archers yet, so I just sent them here immediately. Okay, still struggling with food. I mean, minus 200. Literally, we are at 0. Actually, I don't know if you can get... I mean, it's definitely jumping more than 200 into minus, but I think it's also capped minus 200, not just plus 200. Otherwise, you could probably get to like minus 1000 or something, which would be really hard to recover from. So I think the cap is both negative and positive numbers. But I also even placed some archers here, even 2 here, even though nothing will really spawn in these areas too much. There's some extra archers here. Obviously you can also only fit 8 of them there, so the rest of them will probably go somewhere else. Yeah, these are still one barrack, also some here. Yeah, so I need to redistribute my archers a little bit better, but overall we are starting to cover a decent amount of the map. And now I'm finally making 3 new farms, and each of them has only 1 peasant. You can obviously power build it first with more peasants, but eventually you want to spread it. Yeah, here the same thing. These guys came from here. And there are 6 of them. They were on 2 farms. Now they will be on 6 farms. Same thing here. These guys didn't do it yet. It's not really here yet. But yeah, over 3,000 income now, so definitely getting somewhere. I still need a little bit more archers here, but it's better than before. The archers from this area now are now going down to these barracks, and also I made 1 more here. Night is starting again. He still has 0 income. We can check it. I think he had 16 wood maybe. Now he has 27, so maybe he actually slipped through with 1 worker. I didn't see it. but now it's not possible anymore, so we don't have to worry about it. And once again, without gold, wood is totally useless. So yeah, another barracks here as well to protect the farms even better. We'll probably need one more here later, but for now this is okay. Unfortunately, there is a small shadow here. I should have covered it, and then they would be coming just from here. They will be still coming from multiple spots, but as you can see, there is not too many dark places on the map. The biggest one is here, and here we should have decent defense. This one should have been a little bit closer, but okay. We still don't have any defense here. That's a big problem. I need to bring my knights there as soon as possible. Right now they are where they are here, helping to protect this, which is also important, but maybe I should have just placed them here. Then nothing would be spawning here, but we want to make the enemies spawn there. They can also spawn around this forest, I guess. So well, let's speed it up a little bit. As you can see now, they are emerging from this shadow, lots of them, and also from here. But also from this, yeah, so just everywhere. Really. But as you can see, the gold is going up pretty quickly, which is nice. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, unfortunately here I totally messed up. I managed to escape with my peasants, but they kinda forced me away. They maybe destroyed sawmill, also pushed me away from few farmhouses. But we have enough food now, so it's okay. Exactly 3,000 income. Well, let's see. Many enemies also coming here. I'm already remaking some new peasants, so we lost something, but already accumulating them here. And this is the area I want to focus on now. Actually, okay, I was mistaken. There is this area that isn't scouted by anyone, so he's actually getting some small amount of gold here. Okay, and I didn't see that, so he has 550 gold from this knight. Maybe he will even get more. Yeah, still more enemies coming there, so I should definitely take care of that. I think I didn't see it. That's a huge mistake. I could easily make barracks there. It shouldn't be a problem. If we pushed out, I would come there with my army. But yeah, we somehow managed to survive the night. We found 30,000 gold, so as you can see, it's extremely effective. In the beginning, we are getting maybe like 7 to 10,000, later maybe 15 to 20, and now we are getting almost 30,000 per night. So that's like a huge amount. We actually need to start getting some serious wood now to even be able to utilize that. But obviously, you can always spend extra gold on potions, so that's not a problem. We also managed to somehow maintain decent food. I brought all of my peasants that I didn't need on food to wood, so we can gather some extra wood really quickly. And then once again, I will just spread them to farms to increase my food even more, so we can create even bigger army. But yeah, the army is now really big. It doesn't maybe seem like that, but I have all of these barracks around the map covered with full archers, sometimes even some cannons. We have of course full peasants, and together with that we have this full group of knights and then some extra units in the middle, so the army is already pretty huge. That is why I have 2,828 food being consumed single minute. But yeah, there is only like 23 minutes left, so we are definitely getting close to the end. I'm not sure if this video will be longer than 3 hours, but sorry, not 3 hours, 2 hours, but most likely yes. So that will be definitely the longest Scouring video from me yet, but also the longest videos I've ever made. Even though I have probably some other ones on my channel from armies of weeks ago, but this is definitely quite long. But yeah, now I'm checking here. Also, this is another solution. I don't even have to make barracks here. I could have just placed my units here and they would be scouting that area, but yeah, I just wanted to kill some workers here on the farms. Found out that it looks a little bit different here from the last time I was here. He still didn't spend his gold. He has 776. As I said, the only thing he can do is either make some new workers, but he doesn't really need them. He has AFK ones here anyways because he doesn't have more farms, and he can't make new ones because he doesn't have wood, which you obviously can't get, but he still has some small unused food there, so yeah, he could use this to get some extra warriors. Outside of that, I don't really see anything he could use it for. So yeah, I guess we go back, we can speed it up. Here I'm getting some extra wood because I already harvested this forest. I will just finish these trees and I will fully move here. There is still more trees in these areas and then this whole big forest here, so wood shouldn't be a problem at all. I will much quicker reach the soft wood cap that you have because of the amount of peasants you can make. Then I will drain all the wood on the map, so this should be really totally fine. Yeah, obviously this is just kind of a waiting game. I'm just showing you how you can beat this strategy if someone do it and you actually want to win. Because I still have 100% win rate in the Scouring multiplayer, so I just didn't want to throw this game. So I really wanted to win even though it took so long, but obviously you don't have to do this, you can just leave if you don't want to play like this. But what I was trying to say is that it would be much interesting if both of us actually had maybe like one half of the map, maybe behind this river or something, and we are actually both using wood still, both gathering lots of gold from the neutral enemies. We both have some decent defense but not this crazy, and we are both actually playing offensively and sending huge armies into each other, but unfortunately it's hard to actually find someone who will get into the situation with you. I usually get control of the whole map and someone just stay defensive there or they just all die. That's kinda how it usually ends.
Our forces are under attack.
Obviously someone else could take control, it doesn't have to be me, but as I said, for now I have 100% win rate, so for now, until now, it was still just me who was taking the map. But I am of course pretty aware that there are much better players than me. I just haven't met them yet. But if there is someone who is watching this video and you guys think you are really good, you can definitely play some 1v1s or free-for-alls. Not a problem for me. Of course the game is still changing. Basically not every day but multiple times a week, so once there is some change to the turtle strategy, you'll see how that will affect the game. Maybe players will start playing a little bit more offensively and then it will be just harder overall to actually take the control of the map. Now when everyone is playing extremely passively, it's just really easy to just kill someone, get their base, no one really attacks you there, no one even scouts it so they don't know that you have a base. You have more resources, then you eventually just kill them one by one, and if there is someone left you just kill him like this, yeah, so it's pretty simple. Obviously you want to combine it with some good micromanagement and other things, but the basic principle is pretty easy to win in these games. And when you play the 1v1s on the small map, it's also not that hard. Most players usually don't come up with anything too crazy. But then lots of skeletons here coming under my arrows, so huge resources, yeah, 20,000 gold. Yeah, neutral enemies are just everywhere right now. Also finally someone coming from here. So yeah, let's speed it up a little bit so we get to the night. I mean to the day. I overall usually in general don't like to do much during the night. It's just annoying to try pushing. If we played with open base like me, spread across the whole map, I could try to push during the night because he's under heavy pressure from the neutral enemies, and then I can probably kill one of his base somewhere when he doesn't have too many units there, and he's struggling with food, for example, as me right now, even though I'm not really struggling, but we went into minus for a second. But when he plays like this, there is no point for me to do anything during the night. It's just making it much harder for me to actually do something, because I have to have defense everywhere on the map. And I wouldn't be able to push anything anyways, and also I'm getting way more resources from it, so it's just not really worth it. He spent some extra gold actually now. I'm not sure if he's producing warriors. Yeah, he's producing warriors in his barracks. Actually quite lots of them. Trying to push it to the food limit he has. If he goes over it, he will have to kill some of his units, otherwise his whole army will start starving slowly. But as you can see, some decent defense here once again for the woodworkers. Nice scouring music with it, which is always nice. And yeah, I think I want to get a little bit more wood. Now as you can see, I lost some food income because I took some of my peasants and I started once again spreading them up a little bit, and at the same time I started producing units, and I'm also starting some new farms with the peasants that were working on wood, because now I have really strong defense here, so I decided to make like, I don't know, 8 new farms, or even 9. Some juicy new food income. Also one is placed here. Here I will also place some farms, so I'm really just spreading it across the map now to utilize all the defensive positions I created. Horizon is the main one because I want to attack from here, and also I have lots of barracks, so it should be really easy. All the natural enemies should be coming either from here or from this corner. I mean, potentially it would be better to attack from here, because this is about the same width as this side. If you take it from the water here to here, and then from here to here, and this is actually a little bit of a disadvantage because you can't walk through this middle area, as you can see on the minimap. There is just too deep water, so you can't go there. So this is a little bit worse to push if you consider this part, but the advantage I wanted to take is that then I have a huge space behind it. This is much bigger. We have this whole shore that I can utilize, so I just need to get through this part. Maybe tank a little bit if he has some ranged units. He doesn't have even ranged units in the front, so that's not a problem. Maybe just this tower. Yeah, okay, the one's in the back, but it's not that much. He needs to keep his warriors on the ground now. So yeah, I just get through, and then I have this whole area for my army, so that was the main idea behind it. It was probably also pushable from here, but since I started pushing here from the beginning, I just wanted to continue there. But yeah, this is also more narrow in terms of the rest of the base, so it's also harder for him to utilize most of his buildings. Probably doesn't really matter. I could have killed some farms here, but he also has lots of barricades. To be honest, you either have strong enough army to kill everything, or you don't have strong enough army to kill everything, and then it doesn't really matter where you attack from. He actually attempted to get some wood again, obviously not a chance. Yeah, I don't think it really matters from where we attack, but I will try it again from this side. So yeah, we are getting close to the 4,000 food mark. We are also right over 2 hours in the game now. 2 hours, 1 minute and 7 seconds. And yeah, I have decent amount of resources. Now I'm buying potions for all of my units. As you can see, when they have double potion, I'm moving my group up here. We already have 2 full groups of swordsmen here with double potion. The archers on the towers actually don't have potions yet, but also need them for defense anyways, so it's not that important. But yeah, now I created 2 more groups of swordsmen, 2 more groups of archers. But actually that was my peasant, not sure what he was doing there. I think I sent him to build farm somewhere and he just decided to go through here. But yeah, I think those were my groups number 7, 8, 9 and 10. So I think I already at this point didn't have any more keybinds available. I had each of my keybind used for full group of units, of 20 units, except keybind number 6 that I was using for all of my barracks. So that was definitely kind of problematic. I couldn't just group up my army anymore. I had too many units. As I said, I have basically already 4,000 food. 1,900 being used. I'm sending some extra archers here to really protect my new farms. But fortunately nothing can come from here. Maybe from this area. This might be in a little bit of a danger, but we also have some archers there. And then we just mainly need to protect it here. Should be quite fine. And another barracks here just to cover it a little bit better. And this is still the main area, of course, and the one in the middle.
Job's done.
Yeah, so my food dropped a little bit once again because I separated it, but as you can see now we have basically every peasant already farming alone. Not everyone yet, we'll definitely find someone who is not doing it, but I'm getting closer and closer to that stage. You can see there is still lots of farms in production. I even go for another barracks. Yeah, I just took these guys from here, so we have a little bit less food for a second, but I needed to power build this, so we have it before the night and I can send my archers there. We also have another group here that is protecting this, also here, and obviously And the main army in this location.
Job's done.
Lots of farms here, kinda protected by only one barracks. These one are a little bit more further, but it's usually enough. Nothing can spawn in this area, so we mainly just need to defend from here, and then this one on the top, which is protected by these barracks all around it. So as you can see, 4,170 watts for a second there, now 40 food in income. But we still have some AFK peasants here. I don't know if I'm getting wood somewhere. I could be easily getting wood here. I think I will go into this location a little bit later. For now, we just have farms literally everywhere, yeah. Each barracks just have few farms next to it. Also here, actually, they could be spawning, okay. Yeah, this is still a huge mistake. I should have prevented this, but he doesn't have any more food anyway, so it doesn't really matter. He can just start producing some warriors when I attack him. Because then he will free up some food for a second.
Our forces are under attack.
New reinforcements. There could be a little bit more archers, but the outposts cannot be damaged and they can't walk up on towers, so they can't do anything. If we have an outpost and we have even one archer there, you will just kill eventually all the skeletons. Or the night will end, but if he just stays there, he will eventually kill them, so even 2 archers are enough there. I don't think they ever attack this tower, but it's okay. We kill this peasant, as I said. I should have removed the cannons. Also, I'm wasting resources still. But yeah, we have more and more peasants. I don't know if I took these from wood or if they were building something or if I made them when they died. But we can still get more and more food, and we are already on 4,300 basically. So let's once again speed it up a little bit. It's only 6 minutes remaining, but obviously nothing will be happening during this night. I think once the day comes, I'll probably go for the final push, so that will be the juicy stuff here. The exciting part most of you are waiting for, these 2 hours. If someone is actually still watching it, maybe most of you already left, but if you are still watching the whole thing, you didn't skip anything, then you are the true viewer here. Many skeletons here, so extra resources have 21,000. We can easily get potions for everyone, even though all of these units already have potions. These guys, just the ones, actually also even the ones on the towers. Not all of them, but if I have level 3 archers here, they are probably part of some group, and then they have 2 potions already. Obviously you have to walk all the way to your fort, castle or town hall. Somewhere on the map to buy the potions, but when we have so many bases everywhere, it's not that hard.
Research complete.
So my peasants actually are not here anymore. We have built the farms during the night. We are on 4,680 food now. So I have still like 800 more food that I can use. And again, I am still building some more farms. And I probably still have some peasants somewhere. Maybe some of them even died, so I need to remake them. Not exactly sure. There was a huge amount of peasants, but I think these farms were not here before. Maybe these guys build it here. Now you heard the commands. I was moving everything. Not everything, I'm leaving still some defense, because if I fail the push or if the push will take too long and the night will come again, I will need to have defense near my farmers, otherwise I will just lose everything. Everything will fall, the neutral enemies will kill me and I will lose. So I still need to maintain some defense, but obviously I will take the units that I can spare. So obviously, for example, this, there is no darkness they could be coming from. Actually now there is. Maybe I should leave one archer there, but overall I'll be attacking here, so that's not a problem. But I'm still leaving lots of units on the towers, as I said. I already had all of my keybinds taken, so even this army probably can't fit on all 10 keybinds. Okay, I wasn't using one because I needed barracks somewhere, but outside of that 9 keybinds are not even enough for this. And if you take into consideration all the other archers I have everywhere on the map, and then also some other units, I think all of these knights are not in a group. It would be like totally crazy to even try to send it there, so I just needed to somehow group this up. We are once again in minus with resources, I mean with food. We are on 4,740 income. I don't know if there are still some peasants somewhere. Probably yes, but maybe actually drained it to full potential. And now I just went all in, yeah, so As I said, this is not the best engineering path, but it's decent enough. I just sent there my knights because I knew that I can micromanage them with heals, but to be honest I didn't even have time for it. I needed to somehow send all the units there. So first of all I sent all of my groups there one by one, then I sent all the knights from here, and then I will even bring the archers from the towers here. Yeah, so just all in, knights on the ground, killing everything that is on the ground, healing, tanking the damage, also destroying the buildings, while swordsmen are of course tanking with shields, some of the groups, and the rest of the groups are trying to walk on the towers, kill the enemy ranged units there, so it's definitely also really useful. And then just the archers in the back, there was maybe 5 groups of archers, now more are coming from the barracks. I didn't take everything on the map, but these few barracks that are behind me, I just took the archers from there to reinforce my backline once again, and even though he was probably trying to focus them quite well, he also had the cannons that are killing them quite quickly. It was just not enough. I also loaded up really quickly. I had the potions everywhere. He probably doesn't even have potions on his units, so even though he has decent levels, it's just not enough. And to be honest, with such a superior amount of units, there is just no way you can defend this. Doesn't really matter how strong defense you have. So just ride him so much for your time wasting strat. Just to maybe upset him a little bit, even though he probably wasn't even there. I think he went to do something else, even though he will answer in a second, but I don't think he was paying too much attention since he wasn't really able to do anything anymore. But yeah, this is how you basically beat this strategy. You just take the whole map, farm some resources, build your food population to basically 5,000, create a huge army of all the units you can. As I said, maybe if I had 5,000 food of knights it would also work, but I just like to make a combination of everything, and then you just walk over your enemy. And I'm still producing units, obviously. I don't have wood anymore. I would have to go get it, but yeah, we are like 1,000 food behind, so I could definitely take some workers for it, but I can still keep producing, of course, new swordsmen if I want to, and I also have maybe queued up units somewhere. Probably not. To capture this outpost. That will be actually the last building he has. I will have 2 swordsmen there, so that shouldn't take too long. So yeah, this was definitely quite intense, over 2 hours. The video is now also over 2 hours, okay. Definitely quite exhausting to also commentate it, but I also had to play it, so it's 4 hours in total for me with this game, but I definitely enjoyed it. It was quite interesting. He's saying that he can win defense, but I mean, obviously he can't, yeah? As I said, he can't do it. He could have taken advantage of my mistakes by gathering a little bit more wood, maybe being a little bit more aggressive somewhere, but if I didn't make these mistakes, there is no way you can win with that strategy, because the macro superiority will always work. If I didn't win with this push, I wouldn't even care, because I could just farm all the resources over again. I would still have enough wood here together. This is totally safe together here, and I could really quickly remake my army. And even if I just pumped all of this into new swordsmen, I would have a really decent army to protect for his potential counterattack. I would just bring some archers here again, and he wouldn't be able to do anything, and eventually I would kill him anyways, even if he had double defense. So there is just no way you can win with this defense strategy. I'm pretty convinced about that. But yeah, let's finally check the results. Those are definitely pretty interesting. So finish replay, and as you can see, I mined over 100,000 gold. He mined over 50,000, so I mined basically double, but that's not actually that much of a difference. In terms of wood, I didn't even have double of his wood. If I probably prevented the last wood he gathered when he was already playing defensively, I would probably have more than double. In terms of units trained, I trained also only a little bit over double, 1,310. He has 625, so yeah, double difference, but actually not that insane as it would be maybe expectable. But he was also spamming lots of those ogres in the beginning, yeah, archers, so potentially that also definitely counted more and more. He definitely also made lots of units, also lots of kills, 666. I have only a little bit more with 869, but obviously it was just sending units to death. Yeah, I have 919 lost units, which is 50% more than he even created. So that's just totally crazy. He killed, he lost 631. So it's actually positive kill ratio. I have negative there. In terms of buildings constructed, he had 56. I constructed 150. So obviously just do the whole map. And the most important thing here, he killed 1000. That's decent. That's usually the biggest number you will see in most matchups. But I killed 7258, which is just totally crazy. And that generated, I don't know, you can maybe calculate it, but it probably generated like maybe double or triple the amount of gold I mined throughout the whole game. So that's definitely, maybe not that much. I didn't have that many units, but it was definitely decent amounts of resources from this. So that definitely made a huge difference. Obviously, there are also the other players. Yeah, you can take a look on them. This guy left, as I said. This is the player I rushed basically pretty quickly. Not rushed, but I killed him really soon. And these were the two remaining ones. Those were attacking me at the same time there. But I managed to defeat the army of the blue one. So then he also left. And then I just finished the white player to take his bases. So yeah, 2 hours, 11 minutes, 58 seconds. As I said, most likely one of the longest games, but pretty interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. If, as I said, if any of you actually stayed for the whole 2 hours. And yeah, next time we'll probably take a look on something a little bit shorter. Maybe someone wants on the smaller maps again. But you'll see, maybe you'll soon get some new maps from the developers or some changes. We'll see. I definitely want to upload more videos from this game. Of course, this was a little bit of exhausting experience, but we'll definitely make something work. I will come up with some new ideas. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.